November 1932. Western Australia. Two soldiers open fire with a machine gun at an approaching army. The enemy? Giant, flightless birds. 1,000 rounds later, the dust settles. The birds are still there, staring, unbothered. One of them might be smiling. Australia had officially declared war on emus, and the emus officially won. This is the Emu War, history's most humiliating military defeat. To understand how a modern loss to birds, welcome to Australia during the Great Depression. Wheat prices have completely collapsed. The farmers were veterans of the First World War, handed cheap frontier land and a government promise of wheat subsidies that never arrived. So the veterans grew wheat anyway, through drought and debt, and by 1932, they were barely hanging on. Then came the birds. 20,000 emus, 6 feet tall, migrating inland after breeding season, discovered the farms. Cleared land, plentiful water. To an emu, paradise. Emus ate the wheat, trampled the crops, and smashed holes in fences that rabbits then poured through. The veterans reached their limit. The farmers asked the government for help. Being ex-soldiers, they had one very specific request: machine guns. Please give us machine guns. The Minister of Defense, Sir George Pierce, said yes. Historians still debate why. He would soon be nicknamed the Minister of the Emu War. Enter Major Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery, deployed with exactly 2 soldiers, 2 Lewis machine guns, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The plan was simple: 20,000 large slow birds, 10,000 bullets. 2 birds per bullet. What could possibly go wrong? On November 2nd, the troops reached the district of Campion, where 50 emus were sighted. The military campaign against birds officially began. First problem: emus do not stand still. The birds scattered into small sprinting groups, and the gunners hit almost nothing. Second attempt: an ambush at a local dam. 1,000 emus approached. The soldiers waited, fired, and the gun jammed after 12 birds. Third idea: mount the machine gun on a truck and chase them. The ride was so bumpy, the gunner could not aim a single shot. Also, emus run 50 kilometers per hour. The truck could not keep up. Let me repeat, the birds outran the military vehicle. Meredith reported, with genuine military respect, that each emu pack had its own lookout leader who warned the others of approaching soldiers. After 1 week, 2,500 rounds spent, maybe 50 birds down, and 19,950 emus still at large. The Australian press got the story and had the time of their lives. An embarrassed government pulled the troops out on November 8th. In Parliament, someone asked if there would be medals for this war. The reply: give them to the emus. They won every round. But the emus kept eating. The farmers kept begging. So on November 13th, the government sent Meredith and his 2 guns right back in. Round 2 went better, by machine gun versus bird standards. By December, Meredith claimed 986 kills using 9,860 bullets. That is 10 bullets per bird, against an enemy that cannot fly, cannot shoot back, and has a brain the size of a walnut. Meredith, in his official report, wrote that emus can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks. This is a real military document. On December 10th, the army withdrew for good. Final score: emus, 20,000-ish. Australian military, roughly 1,000. The birds held the field. The government never sent soldiers again. Instead, they revived an old bounty system, and local farmers quietly proved far deadlier than the army. The wheat still got eaten, the subsidies still never came, and the emus are still there today. Population: stable. Attitude: victorious. The Emu War remains the only war on record officially lost to birds. No medals were ever issued. The emus did not need any. So next time you lose an argument, remember, an actual army once lost to birds. Twice. Subscribe. before the emus strike again.